Hi there, Vic, the ENT surgeon here. Another quick video because, again, I'm busy this weekend and I haven't got time to do all the footage and etc. But I've done two quick videos. One is a video on the Restera implant, which is done under local anaesthetic. You put an implant for obstructive sleep apnea under ultrasound guidance next to the nerves, and there's a new bit of information coming out about a new trial coming out. So you can actually put this in on the NHS, and if you're interested in that bit of research and you want to have one of these things for up to 6 months or maybe even longer if you want, then that is going to be available soon. I talked about that. Number two, I talked about the new sort of wearable X event, the thing that will help people with central sleep apnea, obesity hyperventilation syndrome, neuromuscular problems, and collapsed lungs and things like that. So that's another thing, another project I'm putting some funds and some time into. And also, I should have mentioned that I have finally paid an awful lot of money, several £1000s, on creating a cast for my pillows. And so the factory have taken my money and they're now making these things. So I'll keep you informed about all the little things that are coming out. All of that information will come in my newsletter. So if you look at the link, video description link below, you can join on to my newsletter. So if you want to be involved in the research, or if you want to get a pillow or know something about that pillow, or if you want to be involved in the X Event project, which is the wearable one which you can walk around with and breathe easier with it, then all of that information will come out in my newsletter. And so if you're interested, then I can email you with that information. The other thing I should have mentioned, really, which is the point of this very short video, was that I am doing a talk next week on the 14th of March, World Sleep Day. And I'll explain all of these things for you. So, because I've been looking at this channel over the last few months and thinking, God, everything's all of higgledy-piggledy, and I don't really know how everything's fitting together. It must be really hard for people who already have difficulty in accessing information about sleep, sort of proper information about sleep. And so bringing it all together in one quite long webinar, I think, starting at 7 o'clock GMT next Friday, the 14th. So if you want to be involved in that free webinar where I'll explain lots of stuff, if you've got some questions you want me to talk about, if you've got questions that you want me to talk about, I'll do that as well. I think some people have said, look, mention upper airway resistance syndrome, which of course I'll talk about, and the sort of the research I'm doing on that, and how to diagnose it, how not to diagnose it, all that sort of stuff. And if there are any other things that you want me to talk about on that day, I'll try and fit it in. As I said, it will be quite a long lecture, but I want to try and give you a broad overview of how to look after yourself if you've got obstructive sleep apnea, where to start, who to contact. I want to be able to give you all the sort of new data that's out there, and also where we're going in the future, how we're going to treat people with this problem. So all those upper airway resistance syndrome, snoring, obstructive sleep apnea, obesity hyperventilation syndrome, some of these sleep disorders like restless leg, periodic leg movement disorder, all those sorts of things, limb movement disorder, sorry. So I'm going to try and talk about lots of things, how to lose weight if you've got sleep apnea, if, the blood pressure problems, diabetes. I'll try and mention as much as I can on that day. And hopefully you can link all of that information to my YouTube channel, so it gives you some information to hang on, so you know where to point. Because an awful lot of times people come see me and says, "Look, I've watched all your videos, but I've got, I think, over 200 videos now." It's terrifying, and it's quite hard. Obviously, you have to be really motivated to watch me talking for that long. But if you can target what you want to look for, hopefully it'll make a little bit more sense. And if you can't make it, I'll probably repeat the webinar if you're interested, because there's all this new information coming out about implants and new devices coming out. So I think hopefully it'll be really useful for people out there. And that way, if you can't come and see me, say you're in Scotland, because at the moment there's a problem with Scotland patients coming to England, and the whole NHS is a bit closed up at the moment. There's too many patients and not enough doctors around. If you have access to your local authority and local areas, I'll try and help you navigate through that with those questionnaires and things like that. Again, in the video description below. Yeah, come and watch the the webinar, and there's a Zoom link in the description below. Thank you very much. I got to go and do some work for this. I've got to look at my presentations for this conference this weekend. Do take care. Bye bye.